one of the sections in the book, you talk about, I believe the person's name was Lunchbox?
Lunch bucket.
Lunch bucket, right.
Poor old lunch bucket.
Since we're talking about work environments, and there's that certain level of camaraderie, and you actually talk about the SEAL teams in here, where you just have this, it's like a and I've talked about this before, in the SEAL teams, it's non-stop, hyper verbal abuse, aggression, around the clock, 24 hours a day. You're in a SEAL platoon, like that's life. Yeah. Any mistake that you make, any display of weakness is going to be
especially contemptible
ripped apart. It's going to be ripped apart.
Yeah. And then if you get all irritated about that, it's even worse, man. Then you're just dead.
The nicknames, you talked about Lunch Bucket. Your nickname was Howdy Doody, and then it got shortened to Howdy, which was you
better.
Felt pretty good about.
That was better.
Yeah, you went from Howdy Doody, which is kind of
that wasn't so good,
to Howdy, which is kind of cool, right? As Western guy, whatever.
Right.
But the nicknames that are in the SEAL teams, like, I can't with good conscience repeat them.
I'm sure that's
because
true.
they're just horrible names.
Yeah.
But there's a camaraderie around that, and there's also as I was reading what you had written about these guys working on a railway
crew. Yeah.
There's a test. It's a test. It's a test to see where you're at.
That's right.
What you're made of.
That's right. Can we rely on you? Can you tolerate a little bit of irritation? If the answer to that is no, it's like, well, maybe we don't want you around then, because some irritating things are likely to come down the pipe.
Yeah, and it's not just. To me, it proves if you've got someone that can take it, right? It's not just that they can take some random joking insults. Like they can
take it.
They can take it.
Yeah, that's what you're testing for. It's like, can you take it? Lunch Bucket couldn't, right? Because people would laugh at his lunch bucket and he'd get all upset. It's like, well, you have a stupid lunch bucket. It's like, your mom packed it. How about you laugh at yourself? Yeah, my mom packed this. I know it's kind of stupid. That would have been the end of it. He would have just had to say that. Yeah. It's like, but I didn't want to hurt her feelings. It's like, oh, okay, fine. You got your stupid lunch bucket. But no, he couldn't handle that. So yeah, it was horrible and comical to watch at the same time, because the level of, and people have written me about that, and they said, oh, poor lunch bucket. It's like, because they're all compassionate. I think, no, not poor lunch bucket. It's like, clue the hell in, buddy. You had your chance. That was a desirable job, that rail crew job in the summer, because it was high paying, and they weren't easy to come by, those jobs. And so the fact that he got hired onto that crew was a real opportunity for him. You could make a pile of money in the summer working on the rail crew. And all you had to do was take some ribbing with good grace, not suck up to the management too badly, and not have other people do your job. That was all. That was all you had to do. But he couldn't do that, and so he got run off, and it was like, grow the hell up, buddy. These guys, when 100 people are teasing you, then probably they're not wrong.
Yeah, when you are getting teased like that as well, when you stop reacting, it's no longer fun.
Well, it also gives you an opportunity to tease back. It's like, because you can show your wit. And one of the things that working class guys in particular, which is one of the things I really loved about working class jobs, is that they're always looking for some humor. So it's like, if person A is teasing person B, that's kind of comical. But if person B comes back with a good comeback, it's like, that's even better, So I think that's a lot of how those jobs are rendered tolerable, right? They're hard, dirty jobs. Right. Dishwasher's a good example. That's not dangerous. Although cooking is you gotta watch your step. I got burnt a lot when I was cooking. But what makes those jobs not only tolerable, but even desirable, is that you can develop a tremendous amount of camaraderie around it. I've never really experienced that at a professional level job. That just doesn't happen the same way. And there's a real loss in that. So it's fun to be part of a team that's doing, grubby, hands-on things and having a ridiculously entertaining, vicious, cruel, and evil time while you're doing it. That's very entertaining.
This new kids book I wrote. So the kid Mark, he's getting made fun of by this. He's a different kind of bully. He's like a mental bully that verbally abuses people, and he gets called Plate Face by this character, and eventually he gets in trouble for throwing something at the kid because he's calling him Plate Face. But eventually, the way he befriends the kid is by they have to do a self-portrait class, and he draws a picture of himself looking like a plate. And he shows it to the kid, and the kid laughs, and all of a sudden they're buddies. And it's like, that's what you do. You take away the joy of being so heated and irritated by people that are making fun of you, and you just kill it right there.
Jiu-jitsu in some sense.
Yeah.
Well, I had an experience with that about 3 years ago. I put my videos up online, and people kept saying that I sounded like Kermit. And I thought, well, one person said it, and I thought, well, whatever. But then like 5 people said it, and I thought, oh my God, like this Kermit thing. So then I went and listened to Kermit, and I thought, oh no. it's like really, I really sound like Kermit, you know. And so then I started to play with it a little bit, you know. I used the puppet when I went to speak to university students, and I made frog jokes, and then I made a couple of videos that sort of featured me as a frog. And I mean, it's crazy, right? It's ridiculous, but the teasing never got mean because of that, you know.
Yeah.
And the same things happened online to a larger degree as people keep making memes of me. Like, and there's lots of them. There's way too many to even keep track of. And I was watching that happen, and I thought, okay, this is a good thing because there's humor, and wherever there's humor, that's a good thing. And they're making fun of me, but it's gentle. You know, most of it was pokey, you know, like, well, you sound like this damn puppet. What do you think of that? It's like, well, if I had to pick someone to sound like, it probably wouldn't be a puppet. But if it had to be a puppet, Kermit's not a bad one. It could be a lot worse. Like, it could be Miss Piggy. That could have been that, you know, so thank God that didn't happen. But the memes have never got vicious because, you know, I'll post them if they're funny and satirical, and then they won't get vicious because they don't have to. It's like, can we poke fun at you? It's like, yeah, please do. And the more the better, really, because that'll also help keep my feet on the ground and keep me awake. And plus, it's funny. And like, one of the things about life is that a sense of humor, that's a good thing to arm yourself with, because sometimes you just don't have anything other than that.